Inkie peeps! Today I have a job to do in my craft room and I thought rather than just doing it by my lonesome, I'd take you along with me. So I've got pens and textures freaking everywhere. I got new ones and the containers that I've got them in aren't big enough, and I've just shoved some back not with the rest of their same kind, and it's just a mess. So I thought I would drag out all of my favourite pens and textures and I'll show you my favourite ones and why they're my favourite ones, and you can come along while I sort them and have a bit of a chat about pens and markers. Let me know in the comments if you like pens and markers as much as I do. I have just discovered the power of different coloured paint markers, and believe me, I need some more desperately. Okay, so before we begin, I'll just show you where I store my pens. So I have these two tins on the top of my mixed media trolley that are just shoved in there. They're not sorted. I forget what I've got. I lose things all the time. It drives me crazy. So I want to fix that up. And then up here I have two more tins that have all of my coloured, kind of more texture-like. The other ones down there are more paint and black and white, whereas these are my coloured ones. Over there I've got chalk markers, but that's for my custom blackboards that I do. So they're just going to stay there. They're separate. And then on my desk I have this little fox that's got my favourite just kind of writing pens, I guess you could say. And then this is the basket of miscellaneous. So they need to find a home as well. So I'll pop you up the top on the tripod and we'll get testing and I'll show you one of my favourite ones. Alright, here they all are in their messy, beautiful glory. So I thought I would do some testing of the textures to see if they still work and just show you what they're like in my new Use It Up journal, because the other one has no more blank pages left. I'm still working on fixing up some of the pages, but I need some blank background. So I thought we would try that today. So I'm going to pop that to the side. Now, to make this a bit easier, I'm kind of going to push everything to the side and see if I can sort them and grab them one by one. Alrighty, so I've kind of roughly put kind of like ones together. I don't know. And you have to excuse my nails. I haven't fixed them up since last night's art journaling. So there's paint and all sorts of things on them. So let's see, what should we start off with? Let's start off with one of my faves. So these are the Tombow, let's see if it will focus. The Tombow ABT, they're the brush markers. And I really like these ones because, let's pick a colour not black. Let's go for that one. So on one end they have this tip which has, it's kind of flexible at the end. I'm going to get texture all over me here. But it's not super flexible. And then at the other end, it's got a fine little, more like a normal texture tip. So I like to use these for brush script. I do think, however, they are a bit tricky when you're starting off with brush script. So it might be a better idea to maybe try another one that I'm going to show you later on, but I'll show you what they look like. Let's write hello. Let's just write hello over and over and over and over again. So it's nice because you can press down on one side. And there you go. I really like these because they're available in a heap of colours. You buy them singly so that you don't have to worry about getting yucky colours, because they always chuck in yucky colours in packs of pens, which annoys me. I also like them because they do have that dual tip, which is nice. A delivery man just arrived in my driveway. Woo! Let's see what it is. This is quite peculiar. Archie has received some mail, which I haven't ordered anything. So when I first got it, I was a bit confused as to what it was, but I know it's illegal to open other people's mail, but I'm sure that Archie won't get cranky, and he can't use my giant scissors yet to open it. He's just stirring in the back there. I think he knows that there's a present that's arrived for him. So I'll just quickly show you. Nice little interlude. This is from Aaron's uncle. So it's from, where's the note? Here it is. It's from his Uncle Dave and Jane and Angus and George, his cousins. And it is so cool. Look at this. It's a Star Trek bib. And it feels really nice. It kind of feels like microfibery. I think it'd be very good for spills and things. That is incredible. That's awesome. And this onesie with the Star Trek hand sign thingy. Is it the Vulcan? I don't know. Aaron is a huge Star Trek fan. I've started watching, what one did I start watching? One of the old ones, I think we started watching. But yeah, that's so awesome. So nice little nerdy interlude here. Alrighty, I'm back. It's now a few days later, different nail colour, and I bought freaking more pens. Hang on, this is loud and crinkly. The other day I used my new turquoisey Posca paint pen and I loved it so much. I've become obsessed with coloured paint pens, so I bought 4 more. So I bought me new pens, but these ones I had a reason to buy because I'm doing all of the guest seating place card thingies for my best friend's wedding, and I need to do that possibly this afternoon, so I didn't know how many pens I'd go through, so I got 5 just to be safe, and because I'm writing onto leaves, which is something a little bit different, and I didn't know how quickly the pens would glug up and not work, so I got those, so I needed them. I'm not going to include those in the sort because I'm just going to use them this afternoon and probably run a couple of them out. So I'm going to pop those to the side. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. So the Tombos are what I think is a really great way to try out brush lettering without spending a fortune and getting an entire pack. So I highly recommend just picking up 1 or 2 of your favourite colours. I think a black's always good, so maybe pick up a black and 1 other colour and just give them a go and see how you like them. If you don't like them, they're always great for colouring in stamped images and such. And this tip can be used just to write with. You can do journaling with it. Anything you like. So they're the Tombos. Now I'm not going to test out all of them properly because I know they work. I only just use them. So I'm going to put you on fast forward and just do some little stripes just to show you the colours that I've got. I guess I can here, I'll go in colour sections. So of course I have a lot of pinks. Actually, I might just write their numbers. How about that, Adele? So I'll pop this on fast forward and I'm just going to write all their numbers so you can see what colours are what. Don't they look pretty together? Oh, I like that. I should do something with that. Yes. Doesn't that look pretty? I love it. I might actually make some of that into a printable. I quite like that. So there's all of the colours. Of course, they won't exactly appear on camera as they do in person, but my absolute favourites are 725 is a really nice hot pink. 815 is kind of like a really deep corally pinky red kind of colour. Of course, 373 is my fave. I also really like the powder blue one, and this one you can barely see. It's such a light pink, it's really difficult to see, but it is there. One quick thing though is that they do, if you use them a lot, like this one, the 703, it starts to feather a little bit, the tip, so it's not as crisp. If you want a really crisp nib, I'll show you another one that I use later on. So I really like these just for some fun playing around, not for if you're super duper serious about brush lettering, but I really do enjoy them. So that's that. Let's keep going with the brush marker kick that we're on. I have, that's the other one. Yep. I have these distress markers that I think I got, I must have got them in a kit because I didn't buy them myself. I don't think. I think I got them in a kit. I don't know. Because they are my colours. No, I think I got them in a kit. I don't know. But I don't like these ones as much. I don't know why. I just don't like the way that the colour comes out, I guess. So I only have 3. I have the Abandoned Coral, Blueprint Sketch, and Cracked Pistachio. And like the other ones, they have a brush tip and a fine tip. So I'm just going to add some squiggles somewhere for these. So this is, yeah, oh, that one's almost dying. Do you know what? I know that the tip, I could use the tip, but okay, I like the tip. You're lucky. The brush isn't really working anymore, so I'm going to keep it for the tip. I'm just going to pop that in the same container, and I know you should store these horizontally probably, which would be better. I know that, but I don't. I'm sure there's a better way to store them. I like it this way because I can get to them really easy, and I don't really have a spot at the moment anywhere for easy reach horizontal storage. So there's the blue. Well, the blue still works. I just don't find the colour as nice as the Tombos. I do really like the tip though. I haven't really used the tip one before, but it's a really nice thin tip. So this is Cracked Pistachio. That would be a great tip for journaling. So that's those ones. Then I have these ones, which are Artline Sticks brush markers. I grabbed these from Eckersley's here in Australia, and they are a bargain. So if you want to get into brush lettering and you just want to have a try, you can get a 10-pack of these for $10, which is incredible. Or the 20-pack is $20. Whereas these retail for about $6 or $7 each. So I think if you want to start brush lettering or just having a go at some nice brushy style textures, go for the Artline Sticks. Now there's 2 types. There is, yes, so there's the colouring marker. Focus, Mr. Camera, please. There's the colouring marker, which is the top one, which is just like a normal texture lid. There we go, it's just a normal texture top. And then there's the brush markers, which have a more of a very, what's the word, a hard brush tip, so it's not very flexible. But these are actually from the kids section, so always keep your eye out. I always say with watercolors and art supplies you can get great stuff from the kids section. So I'm going to put this on fast forward again for you, and I'm going to do the brush markers. They don't have color names or numbers. I'm just going to write a word over and over and over again, and then I've only got a couple. I did have a whole set of these. I think they can connect together, can they? Yes, they can connect, maybe? They can connect together. I did have a whole set of these, but I found I wasn't using them because they were just a normal texture, so I put them in my prize box at school, and I just kept a couple of colours that I liked. So I'll show you what these are too, but I don't have many of these. So I'll pop you on fast forward and show you all of the colours. So here's a bit of real life. I'm just still working. I've still got a lot of textures to go through. And Frida's down here waiting to attack any bit of paper I leave. And this little guy has just gone to sleep. But I can't turn the rain off yet. The rain sounds on my old phone there because he might wake up. So I've just got to wait about 5 more minutes until he's in a deep sleep, until I can film the talking bit and you don't have to listen to thunderstorms. Alright, hopefully he's gone to sleep for a while. The next ones I want to talk about are the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen Big Brush. Now I got a couple of packs of these. I obviously got some sort of blue pack maybe, and a red pack. I'm not really sure. They do come in different colour sets. Do I have a black one? No. I thought I had a big black one, but I mustn't. These are nice. I haven't really used them enough, really. They're great for, I use them quite a lot for adding some shadow around my images in art journaling. I don't really use them for brush script and I don't really know why. So I'm going to pop you on fast forward and show you these. They've got different colours, but there's not many available. So it's pretty obvious which colours are which. So I'm just going to add these to our list, and I think that's the last of the brush markers, I think. Oh, no it's not. No it's not. There's one more to go. Alrighty, so that's those. They are, because they're so thick, it's easier to write bigger words. These little ones are a bit harder to write. Same with these Artline sticks. I find the Tombos are easiest to do small brush script. The other two are a little bit of a fatter brush tip. So they're all my colours. There are, however, some black ones that I swear by. That's one. Here's the other. So if you watch my videos a lot, you know I use the Copic, I don't know how to say it, multi-liner 0.1 to do my writing, but they also do brush pens. So this is the small and the medium. My favourite is the small, and I really like these for doing intricate script font, and the reason why I like them is I find that the tips don't feather. They don't split apart like the Tombos can, and they're just a really nice, precise, sharp tip. I'll show you. So I'll squeeze in a little something down here. So this is the small. The brush I find is a lot more flexible, not super, but a lot more flexible. Let's see. They do, because it is so narrow compared to some of the other ones, it does take a bit of getting used to, and I've got the shakes a little bit at the moment, so my writing's not the best it can be. This is just a tester, so I'm going quite quick, but you can see it's a lot finer than these Artline sticks ones and the big brush ones. I'm able to get a lot thinner. So that's the smallest I could probably go with the Pitt pens, but you can get a lot smaller with that one. So I love the small, and then the medium's not as flexible, but I find it easier to use. So if I had to choose one, I'd actually go the medium. It's a lot easier to use, and I use this for a lot of the printables that either have or haven't come out yet. But they're all my brush markers. I think that's it. I do have a white Posca pen brush one, which I don't really like. I think that's all of them though. Just looking. Yes, I think that's it. So we're going to turn the page and move on to some paint pens now, and then some fine ones. So I'm going to put my brush, let's see, this one's kind of full. This one's still got space. I'm going to put those extra outline ones in there. I kind of want to keep these separate though. I need some more tins. I will need more tins because look at the amount of paint pens that I've got. I'm going to, oh, let's grab this one for now. This is usually my bin, and I put a doily down the bottom because these were candle holders. That's what I was using them for, and they're a little bit waxy and yucky down the bottom, so I just chuck in a doily, and Bob's your uncle. If you don't know that phrase, it means it's all good. Alright, there we go. So I might put, I think paint pens are going to need to go in more than one. I might put colours in one or black in one. I don't know. We'll work it out. Let's see. I'm actually going to skip quite a few pages just to have a bit of variety in here. There we go. So they're my brush ones that I love. I'm going to tip out one of these if I can. And pop those in here. I'm making a great old mess here. Alright, let's move on to something else. You know what, on this page I had some space. I've also got, these aren't brush, but they're coloured, so I might do them here. These are just the Stabilo 0.4.88 pens. They're just normal felt tip pens. I originally got these for planning, but I gave up on that, and so I don't really use these, but they're just handy to have if I want to do some coloured journaling. So I might just pop you on fast forward and just do a few little, maybe some hearts I might add to this. Alright, now let's move on to the paint type pens. Now I'm not going to do every single one of these because there are a lot of similarities. I just need to, this is going to annoy me, so I'm just going to clip that down. Alright, first up, well, these are pens that I keep handy. Let's tip these out too, because there's a bit of everything happening here. I might just quickly tip out these and kind of sort them into like with like. Alright, I think they're roughly sorted. I also have these Stabilo highlighters that I use for art journaling sometimes, so I'm going to just pop those in with those markers. So I've got two of coloured markers. I have on hand some just plain, whoops, that's my mum. Gotta talk to mummy. Hey Inkie Quill, can you say hello to everyone? Someone just woke up for a feed and he's in a grumpy mood. So I'm going to go get this done. Uh-oh, the dummy's out. Gotta go. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What are you doing? Ah, he's smiling now. Who's a big smiley baby? Who's a big smiley baby? Gosh, you're getting heavy. He's 8 weeks old now while I'm filming this. And he's a bit confused as to what's happening. One day you'll get to use all of Mummy's texters and run them all out all of her expensive textures. Yes. All right, let's go see if your bottle's warmed up. Say bye, everyone. Bye. All right, I've roughly sorted them into groups, and I've realized that I have a butt ton of pens here. I have way too many pens, so I'm going to move some of them into my stationery. I have a stationery like cubby over there where I keep all my extra bits and pieces, so I'm going to put some of them over there. But pencils wise, I like HB and 2B. I like HB for writing, but I prefer 2B for drawing. So I'm just going to keep 2 HBs and put the rest in my other spot. I'm going to do the same with the 2Bs. I'm just going to keep 2 of them. And I don't mind what brand they are, whatever works. I really do enjoy Paces, so this is just a cheapy one that I got from, it's Papermate, and I like to use this for sketching and also just for writing, and I find it really fun. So you put the lead in and it comes out like that. So I've got a thin one, and then Aaron bought me this one, which is a 0.9mm, which is thicker, and I really like this for writing quotes in my art journal, and these are the leads for it, so I'm going to keep them together. I've also got my all pencils, which are by, is it Stabilo? I think it's Stabilo. I think that's how you say it. And these are brilliant for art journaling. Now, they're aquarellable, which means they're water soluble. So if you do something, I like to outline magazine images with these, and then you add a bit of water with a paintbrush and kind of smudge it out. So these, I think, are a great investment if you're into art journaling and you'd like to add a bit of shadow to something, or just to use a bit of pencil in your stuff. They're really good. I have got 2 of each, and I'm going to keep both, even though I only need 1. I'm going to keep them both because the leads do break really easily, so I'd rather keep them in a safe spot. These are what I got before I could get my hands on the Stabilos, because they're quite tricky to get a hold of here in Australia. And it's just China pen markers. So I have a black and a white. They're really annoying because you can't sharpen them properly. You can't fit them in a normal sharpener. But they're really great for if you're impatient and your paint's still wet and you want to do something in the background. So I'm going to keep those in here as well. Let's go on to white pens because that's a bit easier. I've got 3 types of white pens. My favourite is the Uniball Hybrid Gel Grip. I think that's what it is. It's a fine point, and I really like it for writing. I will say that it does clog up really easily on the tip, so I do find that I have to constantly, you know, clean the tip a little bit. Cleaning it on your finger works well. I don't know why, it just seems to work. I also like the Uniball Signo Broad, which is of course a broader tip. So I'm going to keep all of those in here. I'm actually going to put them down because I've had a bit of trouble with one of the white ones. Next up, I've got the Dylusions paint pens, and to be honest with you, I don't really like them. I'm going to leave them in here for now. I have to play around with them a little bit. I think one of them is really clogged. You can see, oh, you won't be able to see on camera, but the tip's all white. So I think I need to give it a good clean, but to make them work, you kind of just hold it down instead of pumping like you do with a Posca pen, and I don't know, I just can't really get them to work for me properly. But I'm going to keep them in here and give them another try. You get one last try before I throw you. Then up here I have, I forgot this one with the brush pens. This is a Pentel, I don't know. I have no idea what type of pen this is. Is this the Feud? Is that what it is? I'm not sure. But it has a brush tip and it's really flexible. So I wouldn't suggest this one unless you were quite confident with script font, because the entire nib is flexible, but I keep forgetting about that one. I have to use it more often, so I've got that. I've also got the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen in black small, which is just a felt tip, so it writes nice. I don't think it's oh no, it's waterproof. It is. It's Indian ink and it's waterproof, so that's handy if you're getting messy in your art journal, so I do like that one. Where should I think I might put pens in this one, I think. I also have the American Crafts Slick Writer, which is a bit like a texter. It's really good for writing on shiny surfaces, and I don't use it as much as I should, but yeah, quick dry for slick surfaces. It's great for writing on photos if you do that. This is another one. This is the Pentel Sign pen, and it's not a brush tip, but it's just got a nice, it's got a nice thick tip, so you can manipulate it to do a bit brushy if you want to. So that's the Pentel Sign. I might keep them in there actually. Then I've got a American Crafts metallic marker. I don't even know if this works. Barely, and it's not very metallic at all. I think I got given that perhaps from an event that I did. I'm not a fan of that, to tell you the truth. I'm going to put that in with those. Then pens. Now this is ridiculous how much I've got here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot. So let's see, where do we start? Let's start with a blue one. This is my favorite blue pen of all time. It's the Pilot Micro Ball, and it's a 10. I think it means 1.0. So it's the Pilot Micro Ball. Oh no, Acro Ball, not Micro Ball, Acro Ball. And it's a thick tip and it writes really, oh, it's so smooth. So that's a beautiful ballpoint pen. I'm going to put those blue ones in here and then keep this one, I think, for just black. Perhaps. We'll see how many. I might be turfing a lot of these, so we'll see. Next up, my crown pens. I get asked a lot about these. I think that's all of them. These are my favorite ones. They're the, I think they're 0.38 or maybe 0.1. They're really thin. They're far thinner than these ones. These ones are really easy to get. They're everywhere. These ones I can't find anymore. So yes, it's a bit tricky. Someone sent me a link, I think, for an Amazon. I have to go have a look and see if I can find it again. But I got this one from the Planner Society, and really I just use these big ones just for writing like rough notes. These I use in my project life all the time, and they are without doubt my favorite skinny black pen, on par with the, not that one, Copic Multiliner. So they're equal first place for me. So I'm going to, I'll just show you in case you haven't seen me use them before. They are scratchy though. So they are quite scratchy. I've also got this little fox guy. My Nana gave me this. How cute is that? She knows I love foxes. So she picked that up at Typo a few years ago, I think. And it sits on my desk. So I'm going to put my most used ones in here. So I'm going to put one of those. The other one I'm going to pop in here. And these ones I think I'm going to pop in here too. Next up, for just a normal black ballpoint for just everyday stuff, I like the Papermate Inkjoy. I like the clicky one because I always, now it's not going to work, is it? I always seem to lose the lids. So this is just a normal regular ballpoint. I just like it for writing in my planners or journals, or it's just a nice everyday pen. I think I have a couple of them here though. I do, look, I have, is that it? No, there's another one. See, I don't need that many. So I'm going to put 2 in here and the other 2 can go in my stash. Next up, let's do the Sharpie pen. So this is a really nice felt tip pen. I hope you can see all right. This is a really nice felt tip pen. It's not, I find it's not as black as some of the other ones that I have. It's not super black. It's kind of a, like a gunmetal grey. I don't know, it's not pure black. If you want that, this isn't the one, but I really enjoy it. It's easy to get everywhere, and they write quite nicely. So I got 2 of those. Then, like I said, this is my favourite, the Copic Multiliner, and I'm quite heavy-handed with mine, so I seem to constantly squash the tips down. So this one's a squashed one, so I just use it for art journaling doodles. But I have, oh, there's another brush one. And there's another brush one. Is that it? Yes. So this is not my on-the-go good one. I don't know where that is at the moment. It's somewhere. So my good one should be in the Fox, but this is an old one, so I'm just going to pop it in here. Next, let's do, this is a new favourite. This is the, I don't even know how to say it. Rotring Tiki Graphic 0.1, I think. It's a really fine tip, and you can buy ink cartridges to replace in it, and it writes really smoothly and dark as well. So that's a new favourite, so that goes in the Fox. I also have a collection of the Project Life pens. They're pretty good. I enjoy them for art journaling mainly, especially this big thick 0.5 one. So they come in a pack of 3. I think you can still get them. They come in a pack of 3 of 0.1, 0.3 and 0.5. Oh, I've had a leak. Oh no, just glue. So I have a couple of those floating around. Oh, there's another Ink Joy. And another one. Goodness, I think I'll be able to combine these in the same pot. So oh, maybe not. No, I don't think I will. This is just a basic ballpoint, I think. Yeah, just a basic ballpoint. I think I got it in the Planner Society and I just thought it was pretty, so I chucked it in here. I also got this one with the Planner Society. I don't subscribe to their kits anymore. I felt like it was just too pricey for Australian, getting it posted over here, so that's a nice one. Aaron got me this one. This is from Kiki K and it writes really smoothly. It's kind of, it's not felt tip, it's like an ink. It's really inky, very inky, and it's gold, so I knew I'd like it, so that's going in there. I have the Uni Jetstream. I have no idea what this one is. It's an okay ballpoint, nothing special. I only need one of those, I think. Then I've got a few different just felt tips. My favourite felt tips are the Artline 200 fine 0.4s. My dad has one of these in his pocket all the time, and I think that's where I got my love for them from, because I would always steal his to do drawings, because my dad, that's where I get my artiness from. He used to paint canvases and have them all around the house of like realistic landscapes. He's a really good artist. I wish he'd paint more, but he doesn't paint anymore. I wish he did. So I got one of those, and then similar a Scholar one. So they're just your basic everyday felt tips. Then this is a new fave. This is a Uniball Signo RT in 0.38. And this is what I've been using for a lot of my videos on Inkie Quill lately. It writes really nicely on photos, and it doesn't stay wet for too long, which is good, and it is a bit scratchy. However, if you're not a fan of a scratchy pen, it is a bit scratchy. What's this one? I don't recall seeing that pen in my life. It's an Office Max generic thing. This is a Pentel Vicana. I don't recall seeing this one either. Some of these may be Aaron's that I've stolen. It's just a nice pen, nothing crazy special. This is a Pilot G2. Ooh, that writes lovely. That's really inky as well. I like that one. I'm going to put you in the special pens. This is a Lamy, and this actually, one of the parents from my class gave this to me. Now I have no idea if they knew that I think they just gave it to me because it was a teachery kind of present, but it's really nice. I am going to put it in here though because it is a bit thicker. I also have the Jane Davenport Incredible pen. Now I've done something to mine and oh, there we go. It hasn't been working for a while, but it apparently is now, and you get ink cartridges to go in this. I do really like it. I haven't had too much of a go of it, so I can't give it a great review yet. I have these two microns. I got them on eBay and one of them came dried up, which I don't know why. That one's nice. So that's 0.1 because I couldn't find anywhere to buy them here in, yeah, this one. Totally dried up. Why do I still have it? Then I've got these, the Distress Paint pens. So these are the black version. Let's see if I can get it to work. I guarantee I can get it to work now I'm on camera. No. I have to play around with these more. They're just not working for me. They're paint pens. I'm, yeah, not a huge fan of them. I also like to keep a few Sharpies and just permanent markers in my stash just to grab if I need them. I'm going to pop them in here. And that's all my pens. So we did that well. Now onto the paint pens. I'm just going to pop you to the side. Now, the brand that I get the most is the Uni Posca. And the reason is it's easy to get here in Australia. I either get mine from scrapbookingfromscratch.com or from Eckersley's or from Officeworks. So there's lots of places you can get them. They come in a range of widths and also tips. So there's a pin tip or a bullet shaped tip, or this one's bullet shaped, but it's not like the others. It's different. I'm going to talk about that one later because that's my new favorite. The one that I get the most, I would say, is this one, which is the pin type 0.7 millimeter. Now that one's closed, so I won't open that one yet. That one's closed. Do I have an open one? Yes. Now this may be all, I don't know, still working. I really like this for art journaling, for writing scripty quotes. However, do not draw on wet paint with these because you will stuff them up. I've learnt that the hard way, and it took me more pens than it should have to realize that. So yeah, that was the pin type 0.7 millimeter. That's my fave. And then what else do I have here? I also have that in the white. Obviously I won't put the white on here because you can't see it, but that's a nice size too. Then let's see, is that another one? Yep, that's another one. There's quite a few in here. There's, oh no, this is the brush one. Now it's got a brush tip, and to make it work you take the cap off and you pump it and it sends the paint down. I've only used it a few times, and my problem is that it's not as opaque. Now you can't see any of that. It's not as opaque as I wish it would be. I might try again. The problem is because it's white, you often don't get a surface, like often I'm working on a white surface, so I can't really tell, but I will try it again. But it's not my fave. I think I might try a coloured one and see how that goes. I also like this size, which is the bullet shaped in 0.9 to 1.3 millimeter. I don't get how it can be such a variety of sizes when it is one pen, but there you go. Now, to make these work, you do have to shake them up for a while and then pump them up and down. The white, it's touch and go with the white for me. I think that's just user error and user impatience. And you can tell that I go through white ones really quickly because I have so many of them. That's a different size. There we go. So I have quite a few of the white and then the black in that same size I can show you. So this is the size that I'm going to be using to do my friend's guest leaves, the big pile of pens that I had at the start. So I've got those. Then that's another one. Then I've got a few colours which I've just acquired in that same size, and none of them are open. I might pump these up and get them working, and then I'll show you them here. Alright, so I've got those all worked up. So like I said, these are all the bullet shaped 0.9 to 1.3 millimeter, and they write quite nicely. Now if you're what was I going to say? Yes, if you're using them for the first time, you might think that they will never ever work, but you've just got to keep pounding them up and down. That is a delicious colour. You just got to keep pounding them up and down, and they do eventually kick in. So the reason why I got this thin one is so that I could do some script quotes in my art journal. I do really want to start broadening my paint pen collection, so stay tuned for that. I just need to save up some pocket money, and there's a pack of really thick, like this kind of size ones that I really want. I also have some in this. Oh no, they're different. No, they're the same. So this is bullet shaped 1.8 to 2.5 millimeter, and I just have a red color and a turquoise. I also found this in my stash. It's bullet shaped apparently, but it's 0.7 millimeter, but it's not. I don't think it's bullet shaped. It's pointy, and it's really thin. I absolutely love it, and I want more of them because it's different than the other two. It's really fine, and I have a white and a black, and I have no idea where I got them from, but definitely want some more of those. Then I also have a gold, and the gold is quite nice and metallic. I think I'm gonna have to put the colors in one. Let's see. If I put those there, that will be a bit easier, and then keep the black and white in here. Here's another gold. This is the short little pin one, and it needs shaking. I forgot. So let me know in the comments what your favorite type of pen or marker. Do you like Copics? That's one type of pen that I don't have. Actually, I think I do have one. I might go see if I can find it. Oh, I do. I have another stash of pens. I'll do it after this. So that's the gold. And then with the, yeah, that's another one of those tipped ones, and it's a really nice tip. So I recommend, if you're looking for a nice really pointy one, go for the bullet shaped 0.7 millimeter. It's a shorter one too. I have this size in the black too, which is nice for quotes. And I also have, no, I don't have it in the white. No. These are all chalk textures. These are actually meant to be in my other, I do custom wedding boards for my wedding business, and that's what I use for them. So they're meant to be somewhere else, as is that brand new one. This is a black one, which doesn't belong here either. These are used ones that I use for my white splatters, and the reason why I use these and not a white mist is I find that they're very opaque. So these are ones that I've used for making blackboards, and they're dead. They're not. That one actually looks pretty good. I'm going to move that one to the good stash. This one. So they're starting to go grey, or they haven't got much ink left in them, and the colour's just not as white as it should be. So I put them in my stash and use them for splatters, which is very handy. I'm going to put these in with the black and white ones. I have a couple of these Artline paint pens, and these ones are, so that's 1.2 and 2.3, and I don't know why. I must have got these before I got the other ones. Same with these. Oh, I think I got these when I wanted to do the 12 days of Christmas presents on my Inkie Quill YouTube channel. I honestly don't reach for these as much, just because I don't think of them, but they're still good, they still work. So I'm going to pop them there. I'm just going to try and track down my other paint, my other marker tin. Hang on. No, I thought I knew where they were, but I don't. So that's my, I think we're all done with my favourite pens and markers. Oh, and I also keep whiteout. I often do script or dots or anything with these whiteout pens, so they're handy as well. And I have a random brush, water brush, which is not meant to be there, but that's it, I think. So my recommendations, if you where's that other page, because it's prettier than that one. Where is it? There it is. Ah, look at the prettiness. So here's my recommendations if you're looking for pens. Now what I say is just what works for me. Take it with a grain of salt, go with what works for you. These are just some ideas if you've never tried it before and you'd like to get something which is cheap and not going to blow your dollar. All right, Archie's just woken up. He's in his bassinet beside me. Let's see if we can finish this off. So for brush lettering, if you're starting off, the Artline sticks is what I recommend. Make sure you get the brush markers. Lots of colors, great price point. Easy to use. If you'd like something a bit trickier, I like the Copic multi-liner brush in the medium, or what was that other one that I just found? The mysterious Pentel one. This one. I think it's the Feud. I don't know, it's not. The Feud is, I think it's just a Pentel brush. This is what it says on the back, if that helps anyone. I'm sorry I can't give you more information. This one's great if you're a bit more practiced with brush script. It's a fun one to use. For paint pens, I like this brand. I like the Posca pens, and I'm really loving that size. That bullet shaped 0.7 millimeter is my new fave. For just a normal pen to use, I like the Copic multi-liner in 0.1, and I'm also a fan of this Rotring Tiki Graphic. Ooh, it won't focus, that one. I also like that one too. I've got to go because little Munchkin's starting to fuss. But thanks for joining, guys, and let me know in the comments below what your favorite marker is, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye!